Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yet another Coinsider live stream. I'm your host, Kevin, and I aim to do these Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 noon Eastern Time, super consistent, so you know when to always join me next. Now, today is Friday. This week has been quite volatile. There's been a lot of corrections in the markets. So, what I really want to talk about today is the bottom in soon? The bottom is in soon, or is it? We're going to take a look at a wide variety of analysis and takes and see who we think is right and who we think is wrong. See which kind of analysis that we more believe in versus not. Okay, that's what we're gonna do today. It's gonna be a very interesting stream, so you're gonna want to stick till the end to watch the whole thing. Now, I'm gonna leave timestamps for those watching the VOD afterwards, but if you don't mind, my goal is 100 likes. If you don't mind smashing that like button, whether you are watching live or if you're watching the VOD afterwards, both would help me immensely. Um, you read my mind, Togader, to Golder. You read my mind because that is going to be one of the segments of today. But let's not jump ahead. Let's do a really brief market pulse segment just to get ourselves kind of centered on the context of the market. So, okay. Also, folks, let me know if I'm like a little laggy. I'm on Ethernet wired right now, so it shouldn't be laggy. But just real quick, Bitcoin under 110, ETH under 4K, Solana under 200, BNB under 1,000. Oh, Hyperliquid's up quite a bit today. Dang, that's good to see. But the market has gone through a correction these past 7 days. Quite a bit. We're in the fear zone now. We're not at extreme fear yet. Extreme fear and then extreme fear again down here. It's quite interesting. We're not at extreme fear yet, so we could have further correction to go, which is what a lot of people are saying. Let's see market overview. Ooh, look at these ETFs. ETFs have been selling off, which is not surprising. Not surprising given the price action. Um, I don't even like what they're showing here. I don't think it's altcoin season index is accurate anymore. I know there's different ways of calculating this, but yeah. Let's see. Spot market, fear and greed. We already looked at this. Okay. Um yeah, let us, like I said, I wanted to do this just really quick, but let us shift gears into this could be right. You could be right. We could need to reach extreme fear. It's not always right. If you look at this, you don't always have to reach extreme fear to reverse. So I wouldn't get too caught up on that, but if we do reach extreme fear, that would be good buying opportunities, in my opinion. Now, let's take a look at the inflation numbers. This is really big, beautiful news. This is breaking news. Let me pull that up for y'all real quick. So, today we had August PCE inflation numbers in line with expectations. Um, it's rising a little bit, so the Fed's not loving this, but the point is it's in line with expectations. So if we look at here, the rate cut decision, it's still looking most likely. We still have a lot of time. We still have like a month until the decision, but it's still looking like a 25 basis point decrease is the most likely, even though no change went up a tiny bit because of the labor market. Remember, they have a dual mandate. We did have the economy holding up better than expected too. So they may be a little less likely to want to cut, but still, October looks like a sure bet for now. Let's take a look at December. December, no change is almost 30%. Interesting. January, no change in January. Interesting, interesting. But still, it looks like three this year is likely, or like the latter half of this year. Now, let us move on to the main segment of the day. I told y'all I'll get through the other stuff really quickly. No need to worry. The bottom is in, or is it? The bottom is in soon. Let's take a look at all the analysis here. And by the way, folks, if you don't mind smashing that like if you're watching live or after the fact, it would help me out immensely. Now, I have so much to cover here today. I have so much to cover and consider. And chat, I want you to let me know what you buy and what you don't. Like what you find convincing versus what you think is kind of BS, okay? I want you to let me know as we are kind of going through these. Let me do like 5 at a time. And whoops, one sec. 5 at a time. Okay. First is a little bit of discussion about the fear and greed that we just took a look at. Right, check this out. The crypto market index dropped to 28, its lowest level since April 2025, signaling strong fear. Meanwhile, stocks fear and greed index remains at neutral. The divergence may point to accumulation opportunities in crypto for those who buy when sentiment at its lowest. Are you taking advantage of this fear or still waiting? Yeah, this is getting close to. I mean, every kind of. There's different ways of calculating fear and greed, right? And this one has it inching towards this red zone already, very close to the red zone. So it may be close to time to buy, if not already time to buy. Let's see. Now, check this out. A lot of longs have been liquidated in the past 4 days. And this just this past week, longs have been massacred, brutalized. But there's a lot of short liquidation up to 120K. So my question is, when is the market going to come for those shorts that are printing right now? And I have a revenge late short open as well. So when is the market going to come for my short, huh? They're going to have to at least go up closer to this red box for me to get worried about my short. Now, for the seasonality folks out there, October has generally been really positive for Bitcoin and crypto. So is it going to be the same again? Are we going to end October in strong green mode or not? What do y'all think? I honestly am not the biggest fan of seasonality arguments. I mean, I think it may play a little bit into it, right? But I think there's a lot of other factors, and it can't be as simple as seasonality for like trading crypto or even stocks per se. Let me know, folks, what y'all think. Do y'all think it's going to be October? Are you kind of banking on it? I mean, I think it could be October, but I don't necessarily think it's because of these seasonality arguments that people love to make. You know? Let me know what you think, chat. Now, for those who like RSI stuff, Bitcoin 1 day RSI, the most oversold since the 74K tariff bottom. So could it be time to buy? But wait a sec, because right here, check out right here, which aligns with around this point, it was super oversold. And yet it did go back up, but then went down even further afterwards, right? So my whole point is I caution you to be careful. Yes, it is quite oversold, but it doesn't mean that it's like immediate bottom, you know? Let's take a closer look at that actually. Let's take a look at BTC on Coinbase. Let's take a look at RSI 14 1 day, right? Okay. Anyhow, so moving on to some KOLs, influencers, analysts, whatever you want to call them. This guy, Pigeon, is looking like he's getting it very wrong. He said, so much confidence, 9/29/2025, new Bitcoin all-time high, or I delete my account. Honestly, we're running out of time. He is looking like he's going to be wrong here. Now, I don't know why he's doing this, probably for engagement bait. I mean, look at how many views he's got. I think he has some good like analysis about like gold standard and like macro stuff. Nixon shock. Like, I don't think he's wrong. Algos run CPI DXY models. They do not price in regime changes. Gold chopped for a few years, then snapped from 35 to 800. Blah blah blah. Death of the bond market. I don't think he's wrong about this stuff, but I don't know why he's going all crazy mode with his like end of September new all-time high, or I delete my account. Like, that's craziness. So he was definitely wrong, or very close to be. Let me open up a few more. So Pigeon was wrong. Let's see who else was wrong. Air Mass has been even bigger bull, and he's looking wrong as well. Let me just prove this to y'all. Yeah, if you're not max long, you're wrong, and it's been pretty much down since then. Bitquant, I also respect, but he's calling for 140K, and when the unstoppable move upwards, and he posted this, he's bull posting all through September, and it's been nothing but down or correction since then. So unfortunately, Bitquant is looking wrong as well. Even Alex Kruger, who I highly respect his analysis, he's saying ETH should go up from here in pronto. And this was in 23rd, and it's been kind of down, down, down since then, the past few days. Even Crypto Michael, who looked right for a bit, best September in Bitcoin history. He looked right for a bit, but Uptember, but now he's looking wrong. I mean, look, the story's not over yet because September 2025 isn't done yet. But it is looking like he's going to be wrong as well. And he has a paid group, etc., etc. No one really cares. Now, someone who looks like he got it right. 1 second. Um, horse, the flow horse. Just guessing. Shitty post FOMC and into the first couple weeks of October. Crypto has a lot of leverage built up hidden in alts, and BTC and ETH are underperforming equities. Looks like he's right. And if he's right, we may eventually get a turnaround, a reversal after a couple weeks of October, if he's still right. But like he said, he's just guessing, right? Good guess, good gut feeling based on his analysis that there's a lot of leverage. But a lot of that has been flushed so far. Okay, let's take a look at some other people. Um, okay. Let's take a look at some bears who so far were right. Um, Dr. Profit, he's saying he's been bearish for a long time. He's been saying he expects 90K to 94K. He sees a 70% probability that the top is in so far. Were we wrong to clown on CryptoCon? Remember when I clowned on this guy? He said that the top is in, and I clowned on him. He got some stuff wrong earlier this cycle for sure. Like 1000%. I have proof before. But he said that the cycle top occurred at 124K. Is this guy going to be right? Am I going to have to apologize to him? We will see. I think we will see very soon, potentially in October, November. We will see if I am right or he is right. On the other hand, are we late selling? Altcoin Psycho says history has not been kind to late panic sellers. That said, I'd avoid leverage here. Alts like Sol could drop another 15% and still be in decent shape. Like if you panic sold at these points, it kind of went higher shortly after, like weeks later. Also, folks, chat, we might be saved. Jim Cramer is bearish once again on Bitcoin and crypto. He's the ultimate counter indicator. Now, let me take a look at chat real quick. Okay, now another analyst that I think is really good is Income Sharks. You're right. There's so many animals. There's horse, pigeon, shark. There's so many, right? But Shark has been decent at this. He called squiggles for the month of September. And check this out. Laid out pretty accuracy. He's counting for a reversal soon for at least Sol. And he also for a stock market witching day hat structure, which I kind of faded, but turns out to be so accurate over like the past week. This is the S&P, by the way. He called this to a T. He still, unfortunately, he's not right about everything. No one ever is. And he was bullish ETH, but ETH kind of like faked him out per se. He was bullish ETH. Let's see. Yeah, he also did some stock stuff. Anyways, let's take a look at some other stuff. Okay. Joao Wetson is the CEO of Alfractal. It's a analysis data site like CryptoQuant or Glassnode, which by the way, we have a discount for inside of Retail DAO. So you should join as a pro or VIP member if you want a discount. He's been calling to be short on BTC and just crypto as a whole. But for September, and he turns out that was right. He's short, short, short. But he just posted this yesterday. And he said there's an interesting alpha probability of a rapid rise to 130K for BTC. This could happen as early as next week. Like, I cannot fathom this. I'm trying to share this, but understand that this is not financial advice. Take very good care of your positions. Like, I can't believe he's calling for this. If this happens, then Pigeon would be freaking saved, and he would be a savant. Many are believing that BTC will fall below 90K, but Satoshi knows that 143 to 145K is more interesting. End of year will be crazy and run for the hills. And he also thinks that ETH will like chop or drop and then go to new all-time highs. So he's been quite good as look, just because he's the CEO of Alfractal doesn't mean um whatchamacallit. Doesn't mean he's always right. Like Ki Young Ju of CryptoQuant was wrong too. The shakeout. Yeah, he was wrong too. He was like calling for the bull market to be over earlier this year, but it went even higher in March. He called for it to be over in March, but he was wrong. So no one is God is the point. No one knows everything and can call everything right. But it is interesting to see that some people are starting to shift bullish now, even after our large correction. Now, Ansem is saying that ETH will go super low. Oh my goodness, he's calling for 3350 and 2360. That's way lower than a lot of people are saying. Ansem. ETH is genuinely going to drop 50%. He may be trolling sometimes, but he also did call for the top to be in before this correction started. I do agree with Ansem on this, though. He says just buy when the 4-year cycle top, 2-year bear market becomes consensus on here. When everyone thinks that the cycle is going to play out exactly the same as before, the market is going to throw us a curveball. I honestly believe that too. Let me know what you think, chat. We have a lot more to go through, by the way. Benjamin Cohen, into the cryptoverse. No one believed him when he said at the beginning of September that ETH should pull back to this 21-week moving EMA and then go to new all-time highs after. A few weeks later, anyone still laughing? He is honestly a savant for ETH. Not always right on the timing, but usually the price action eventually plays out the way he calls it. So if we do drop to like 3,600 or a little lower, He is calling for a reversal to new all-time high. So, folks, if this happens, will you be shaken out already, or will you have some dry powder to deploy if it gets close to here, to the bull market support band per se? He also called for Bitcoin dominance to start trending back up late September for all of October. And if he's right, once again, a savant for this type of thing. And just real quick, he also called for the bounce off the bull market support band and to revisit it in late September, early October. So a lot of this is aligning with other analysts that are saying that there's going to be weakness late September, early October, and then a reversal. So it's very interesting to see. I don't know if y'all buy this though, chat. Also, Bob Lucas, not always right, but very interesting. Let's watch this together, folks. Let me know if you can hear this. We're not going to watch the whole video, but just like skip through some interesting parts. Let me know if you can hear this.
Hello, followers of the 4-year journey. This is Bob Lucas here on September Unlock. It's been time to really cash in and realize, for me per market, it kind of creates a floor. To me, it would indicate, so after making a new all-time high, nothing to...
So he's basically still saying that we will most likely go up some more for 35. That's like 2 more months and maybe even extended cycle. But he right now is saying that he believes we will go even higher and that this 33 month, I believe, cycle, weekly cycle or something. I don't know. But point is, he thinks that the top is not in, though there is a small off chance that this 33 count is the top, but he believes that we at least get the 35 count higher and maybe even 37 potentially.
Institutional involvement. The coin is heading into a high, but absent of that, anything that's more of a controlled rise up to this level, I think we just want to play it week by week and month by month and give Bitcoin a chance to continue extending into Q1 of 26 and beyond, and then look for that final euphoric move. If we can.
So he thinks we're going to have a euphoric move. Personally, I don't know about that, but he also doesn't believe that the cycle is over. Let's take a look at credible crypto. He said the current correction should either hold above the lows at 98K or potentially wick below them. But either case, there's no change in high time frame structure. Keep calm, and he also believes there's gonna be an impulse move. Really high. I honestly don't see it going that high in 2026, but hey, I'm not a savant on the markets. We have a few more, folks. A lot more interesting things to take a look at. Crypto Wolf. There's so many animals. I should call myself the Crypto Owl after like Retail DAO, shouldn't I? At the start of the month, few believed a drop below 4K was possible, but I flagged it. Now, with most of the correction likely behind us, I'm looking for a base to form here before gearing up for Q4. So we could go lower to the like 3,600, 3,500, 34, 33, but he's looking for a base and then higher. This is for ETH, by the way. So very interesting to see. Colin Talks Crypto still thinks that market will reverse to the upside soon, within weeks. My guess is it's going to happen fast and won't give much time to react. It will sideline many with its speed. Let's see. These are bold calls, chat. These are bold calls. Let's see who's good at analysis and forecast and who's bad. There's going to be some people really right or really wrong, and we're here to call them out afterwards. Raul Pal hasn't been really right so far, but he has some new thoughts. He thinks bull market will extend into Q2 of 2026. I honestly don't think he's going to be right, but let's take a quick listen into what he's saying.
Why is Bitcoin sort of not wildly off to the races yet? And it's this chart. Bitcoin is basically, this is a detrended Bitcoin, and it's basically the ISM, which is the business cycle. Remember, we've always said it's the business cycle stupid. It is always the business cycle stupid. And all of these people who claim it's the 4-year cycle based around this and that, they don't understand the fundamental of what the business cycle is, why there's a 4-year cycle and everything. And we've explained it, and we'll go through it in great detail tomorrow in our Everything Code presentation. But basically, it's following the ISM. And it gets rates lower. Why? Why, too, that actually shorten it is best guess.
He could be right about the business cycle, the correlation, but I still don't think. I'd be surprised if we extend the bull market into Q2. Now, speaking about cycles, this is Power Curve Cycle Cloud. If this keeps on going without starting to go up very, very soon, then this cycle curve cloud is going to be wrong. Like, look, someone's kind of joking, but like if it does something like keep going here, down and then up, it's the cycle cloud is going to be cycle theory is going to be dead. I think the bottom is in. These idiots are just farming the blue tick monetization. That is possible, Maverick. It's always next year for these big predictions. Yeah, you are right, Lee. You are right. You are so right. Let's see. So this guy wrote a long thread, Doug Funny. He doesn't think we've topped because of on-chain indicators like MVRV, Newpol, reserve risk. 1 month RSI hasn't even hit overextended zone. Business cycle, 50-week moving average support. Headlines like social. By the way, I called this for so long, and a lot of y'all didn't believe me, that the app rankings and stuff, we don't need retail participation to top. I strongly believe this, and if we've already topped, I would have been right. I hope we haven't topped, but yeah. Okay. Let me move to a change my mind segment and share with you this. Change my mind, chat. You gotta be nimble in this market. We just saw a bunch of different scenarios that different analysts, influencers, some we trust, some that we think is a clown, whatever. But we saw a wide range of scenarios. But my point is, we really got to be nimble in this market. Like, you want to be able to go with the flow. Are you going to buy the absolute bottom, sell the absolute top? No. You're not going to get max profit either way. But if you're nimble, you can, when the uptrend starts coming, you can come in again. Maybe a little bit late, but that's okay. Or if we are already topped, then hopefully y'all will already have some profit to protect yourself and also to buy the dips the further we go, right? You got to be nimble. And I think one part of this is that I think you should treat things differently. You should be like, okay, I see this opportunity. This is a trade. This is a clear swing trade. And then treat it as such. On the other hand, if there's some things that you do a lot of research on, you're like, this is really promising. I want this to be a little bit longer term than a swing trade. maybe like a longer term investment, then just DCA and stack into it. Don't just trade it and then like end up getting shaken out or panic selling or FOMO buying it, you know? Just be very clear with what your approach is for any given coin. If we don't get October, massively increase at the top is already in. Which stocks do you like, Maverick? We can talk about stocks too. We could trade stocks as well if that's what you guys do. But the volatility in crypto is something else. By the way, folks, if you haven't joined Retail DAO, the best community for retail investors in the world, definitely do so using my link below. And also, if you haven't watched this live stream from Wednesday, you should, because it's going to answer all your questions about Retail DAO and tell you about what we're cooking up for phase 3 of our roadmap, and why you should join, why you should get excited, and all the perks, value, and benefits inside the DAO. You definitely should watch that one if you haven't already. This one. So, folks, I had a great time with you today looking at all the different scenarios. My take is that I do think we're close to a bottom here. If we get much further below 98K, then I may change my mind there. Also, I do agree with exactly. Don't try to control the wind, adjust your sails. Exactly, Lee. And I do agree with New Frontiers that if we don't get October, like past the second half of October, then it will massively increase the probability that the top might already be in. But be nimble either way. Are you going to catch the absolute top or absolute bottom? No. But just try to be nimble and go with the flow, essentially. That's it for now. Thank you for joining me. I will see you guys on Monday, 12 noon Eastern. And if you don't mind giving me a quick like on the stream, I would greatly appreciate that. I'm Kevin. I'm your host. This is Coinsider Live Streams. Join us at Retail DAO using the link below.